It was the long, dark tea time of the soul. The digital clock by the head of my bed read 4:44. I had already been awake for at least an hour, and it looked like I would not be going back to sleep any time soon. Now I have some background in science, and I had no doubt that the sun would be coming up in the morning. I thought that I could wait this out. And then as I watched the clock not changing to 4:45, I began to doubt my doubts. I could still hear my wife breathing next to me, breath in, breath out, and I reminded myself that so long as I and everything around me was not flying apart, gravity must still be in force, the earth was still turning, and the sun would indeed be coming up in the morning. So there was no reason to panic. Yet still, as time dragged ever slower and slower, I began to think about things better not thought about. Why am I here? And where is here if everything is in motion because of the Big Bang? And why did the Big Bang bang in the first place, and where will it all end? And what if the light in the refrigerator actually does never turn off? I mean, you cannot even check the light without opening the door, so how could you ever know for sure? It's like Schrodinger's cat, waiting, stuck all alone in a box, in absolute uncertainty, neither dead nor alive until someone looks into the box. What if my wife wakes up and looks over at me? And what if I'm the one that's already dead, but no one has looked into this box of a room yet? And then that is just that. I'm dead. The clock still read 4:44. I pinched myself. That's what people in the movies do when they think that they might be dreaming. It hurt when I pinched, and the clock didn't change. Maybe I was dreaming that I was not dreaming. I pinched myself again. It hurt again, just like the first time. There was apparently no way that I could know if I was awake or dreaming, or dead or alive. I got up to check on the light in the refrigerator. It was on. The only surprise, however, was that there was a cat in the refrigerator. It was Percy, my neighbor's cat. Percy seemed very much alive, and then he jumped out of the refrigerator, like a cat out of a refrigerator. I blinked my eyes. That's the other thing that people do in the movies when they can't believe their eyes. I mean, how could Percy even have gotten into our house, let alone the refrigerator? I shut the refrigerator door and went into the other room, and then the next room. I looked everywhere, no Percy. And then, in a dark corner of the living room, I saw a box that I had never seen before. I took a deep breath. That's another thing that people in the movies do when they see something unexpected. The box looked just like an ordinary box. I touched it. It was just an ordinary cardboard box. But what to do next? I was uncertain about whether I should open it. What if Percy was in the box? What if my opening would mean that Percy would be dead? And what if Percy was not in the box at all? I was ready to panic. Actually, I was already in full-blown panic mode. I mean, sure, gravity was still working, but everything else seemed to be falling apart. I mean, nothing made any sense. I tried to calm down without much success. I decided just to leave the box alone and to go back into the kitchen. I opened the refrigerator door. The light was out. I closed my eyes. I was running out of things that people do in the movies when they can't believe their eyes. I kept my eyes shut and stumbled my way back into the bedroom. I could hear my wife breathing, soft breath in, soft breath out. Trying not to wake her in case if she saw me I might turn out to be dead, I crawled carefully back into bed. I thought about opening my eyes to check the clock, but I was afraid that it might still not have changed. And if it hadn't changed, that would mean that time had probably stopped. And if time had stopped, then I must indeed be dead. And if I was dead, then I must be in hell, because this sure didn't feel like heaven, and I didn't even believe in heaven and hell until that moment. Perhaps this was the metaphorical foxhole people talked about in the movies, in which case it must be time for me to pray to a God I also didn't believe in. I didn't know where to begin. I took a deep breath. God, I said, if that is your real name. I paused. And if you are really there, I paused again. And if it isn't too late, I paused yet again, my eyes screwed tightly shut. Can you help me? And then I heard a voice. It was a woman's voice. I guessed that I shouldn't really have been surprised. The voice came from somewhere over my head. "You left the refrigerator door open again. The lights burned out." I recognized the voice and opened my eyes. My wife was standing by the bedroom door, and through the bedroom window I saw that the sun had come up in the morning. I breathed in. I breathed out. When my wife left, I checked my pulse, just to make sure.